Alright guys, time to drill into the cylinder head. We took it to Head Games to get the bolt removed, and they got it out, but they pulled all the threads with the aluminum. This is one of the valve cover bolts. It was actually seized in the valve cover. I ended up grinding the head off thinking I could just pull the valve cover straight off of it and then just grab it with vice grips, but it was seized in the valve cover, and I drilled it probably more than 3/4 of the way out, and then I tried to hit it with an air hammer from the backside, and I cracked the valve cover. So had to get a new one, but never saw that before. I know steel and aluminum don't like each other, but that's crazy. Alright, well, time to drill into the cylinder head and put a Heli-Coil in it. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see this, but my camera doesn't focus very well. You can kind of see the threads. Alright, I'll grab the Heli-Coil and put her in, and it should be good to go. Usually when I Heli-Coil, I Loctite the Heli-Coil piece itself. Alright guys, it's in there. Once again, my camera won't focus, but it's in there. I kind of wish I had slightly longer Heli-Coils, because it only goes about halfway as deep as the original thread went. But once again, it's a valve cover bolt. I think it'll be fine. Alright, well, maybe I'll make some more videos putting this engine back together. Alright guys, got the engine block cleaned up as best we can. This side's about ready to go. I'm gonna do a final once over on the other side before I put that together, but it's pretty good. So that's the gasket there. We got new head bolts. For anybody who doesn't know, the ones that are just silver are the outer ones. And then there's ones, well, if you buy them directly from Subaru, that is. And then the middle ones are a black top. And if you notice, I think the centers have a smaller washer. Not sure about that. They kind of look the same. I don't know. I can't tell any difference. But either way, if you buy head bolts from Subaru, black ones are the center ones. Alright, so we'll just grab that head, blow off any loose aluminum shavings, sit it on here, and then I'll grab the book, show you guys the torque specs. I pretty much know what I have to do, but I'll go through the torque specs with you guys and maybe set you up and just watch watch me torque it, see kind of like how long the process really takes. Sounds easy, but it's just time consuming the way they make you do it. Alright, let me grab this head, blow it off, and dry it out. If there's any more oil in there, dry it out. Alright, one thing I just want to say, you want to make sure your mating surface of the head and the block is as dry and clean as possible. I mean, it's kind of common sense, but that is the most important part of doing a head gasket job. And you'll see in a second here, it's kind of silly, but Subaru tells you to sit the head on there loose, and then you lube all the bolts with oil. You drip them, or you dunk them in an oil jug, and then basically just let it go. Basically hang it there till it stops dripping, then put them in. But what happens is this gasket isn't sealed yet, and it comes between these. For the ones that don't have dowels, it comes out between the head and the block, and the gasket gets oil on it right off the bat. So pretty silly, but that's how they tell you to do it. That's how I've always done it. So I don't know, it is what it is. Alright, let me see if I can set you guys up somewhere to watch this, and we'll go through the process here. Before I put those in oil, I'll show you guys the torque specs and the process and all that to give you a better understanding of what's about to happen here. Alright, so cylinder head bolts, 2005 through 2007 non-turbo engine, which is what we're working on here. So step 1, 22 foot-pounds. Step 2, 51 foot-pounds. Step 3, loosen all bolts 180 in the reverse order. Step 4, loosen all bolts in the reverse order again. Step 5, 31 foot-pounds. 6, all bolts in sequence, additional 90. Step 7, all bolts in sequence, an additional 45. And step 8, bolts 1 and 2, an additional 45. So what's happening there is basically you're tightening them. You tighten them all the same, and then the very final step, these middle ones get an extra 45 degrees of torque. So nobody really knows what the final torque number is. It's all kind of dependent on the head and the bolt. Like, everyone's going to be a little different. The place I used to work for, that guy knew somebody that worked at Subaru. He says that they just do 30, 60, 90. No loosening, no nothing. They reuse head bolts. I mean, that's dealership life. I mean, if it comes back, the dealership's eating it, not the tech. So it's, you know, I mean, the tech's probably eating some hours, but the dealership's paying for it all. So point being, I just follow the torque specs, the torque directions and all that. I'm sure you could do 30, 60, 90 and be good, but it's only a matter of how long it lasts, and I definitely don't want to break a head bolt off in a block, so that's the last thing I want to do. Alright, I'll set you guys back up, lube these bolts, get them all in, and then we'll go through the sequence. And then I just run them all in by hand. You're gonna need a 14mm 12-point socket. And I forgot to show you guys where it says sequence. I'll show you what the sequence is here. So cylinder head. If over here is the front, this is a dual cam, but they're all the same for the head bolts. So 1, 2, 3 is the top front, 4 is the back right, 5, 6. So that's the torque sequence. You can see that lower middle bolt, just right around that, gets coated in oil. Upper one too. So alright guys, I guess my phone cuts off after like a certain amount of time for the video. I don't know where it cut off at, but got the head on there, put the valve cover on. Sometimes I wait for the valve cover, but I decided I'll put it on because then I just know that's sealed up. Nothing's gonna get in there. Don't have to worry about anything. So now we're gonna put the other head on, and then we'll do the time. Well, we'll do these seals, which I'm not looking forward to. We'll do those. And then we'll, I don't know if he has these ones too. And then we'll, start doing the timing and all that. Alright guys, got both heads on, got both valve covers on. Time to do these seals. Most of the time I would do the water, or the oil pump and the crank seal. But this thing looks dry as hell, and it didn't go through any solvent, so I think we're good. These ones I am going to do just because they went through the solvent tank at the machine shop. I'm going to show you guys my method of getting these out. I have a tool that I think is for this style of seal. We will attempt that first just to show you the tool, but usually these things are pretty stuck in there. So I'll show you the way I do it. Same the way I do the rear main seal. Let me grab the tool for you, show you what we're supposed to use. So this is it here. This is for these style of seals. So you basically get that in there, and then you pry, you get this back under that lip, and then you find a way to pry against something that is okay to pry against. Which usually there's nothing available. So let's get this bolt out of our way, and I'll show you guys a little bit better. Alright, so seems like it's kind of working. I'm gonna work my way around, see if this will actually do it or not. But if not, oh wow, I think this will actually work for this one. Seems like it's kind of coming out. And of course, you want to be careful not to damage the camshaft at all, because if you nick that up too badly, you're gonna have some issues with the seal sealing. So let's see if we can work this out of here. Oh, see, it kind of, you gotta really get it under that lip for it to really want to grab. This thing's just spinning. Let me get this other bolt out of here. Sorry guys, I know you probably can't see half of what I'm doing because I keep moving the camera around, but I need to focus more on what I'm doing than the camera. Alright, I got it adjusted a little better. This camera sucks, it won't focus. Well, let's see if this will. Alright guys, so the tool actually worked. I had to stop just because it's too risky to be trying to watch what I'm filming and watch what I'm doing at the same time. I just coated myself in oil when it came out. But the tool actually worked. I just had to work it out, and I don't think I realized before, but this piece of it is adjustable, which is really nice because it lets you pry, you know, on an angle if you need to. So I guess we'll try and get this other one out first, and then we'll pop them both in. Then we'll put the rear timing cover on. We'll do all the timing belt stuff, and we'll start putting the manifold on, and then she'll be good to go. Moving along pretty well. Came in early this morning because I was planning on coming in last night after my day job, but I really didn't feel like it, so I just told myself I would wake up early today. Got here at like 7. It's been about like 3 hours. I got both heads on. Had to do that Heli-Coil. Alright guys, the last step before this thing gets dropped back in. Rear main seal. I was debating on not doing it, but this one needs it. So I'm gonna do it for him. It looks like his cover is dry though, so we're gonna leave that alone. So it kind of sucks because you can't have it on the stand to do this, but honestly the best way to do rear main seals is in the car with the tranny out. But we're doing what we got to do here. So I'm gonna sit this down on a tire, and I'll give that same seal puller a shot, but I don't know if it's gonna work for this. These things are definitely stubborn, so I might end up, I'll show you guys what I do otherwise. Hey guys, I got the seal in. I don't know if I was using this tool wrong previously, but I used to think it sucked. It's actually pretty decent once you figure it out. I was able to get this one out with this as well. I don't know if I'm just getting lucky on this engine or what. But my other method normally would be, which is kind of sketchy, but it works, is you take a very tiny drill bit, you drill dead center into the strong part of the seal where the metal is. You have to be very careful and get it dead center, and then you screw a like a wood screw or a drywall screw into it as deep as you feel comfortable, and then you get some pliers and you yank on it. You could do it on two sides, that would probably work even better, but drilling the hole kind of scares me. But we got that in, slap this flex plate back on, and we're good to go.